Well, it's not all hockey going on right now. So in the wrestling world, and there's my new hat, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Got signature on it, all sharp and snazzy and stuff. Let's get into the Fastlane pay per view, and really honestly, this looks brutal. This is an awful pay per view. Carmella and Natalia versus Becky Lynch and Naomi, also known as the tag match of the women, because we don't know how to create an angle that doesn't involve a title. Carmella, of course, there's a lot of rumors about her possibly cashing in tonight. So now there's rumors of her cashing in at WrestleMania. Honestly, this shows why people shouldn't hold the Money in the Bank briefcase too long. I think instead of making it a year, you can cash in. I think 6 months will be better because the briefcase is there. Are we gonna pop when she cashes it in? Probably a little bit, but here's the other thing: when Carmella got the Money in the Bank briefcase, she was a hot commodity in the company, and she had the weird angles going on with that stuff. But um, now she's kind of on her own, and I don't know how long she would last as champion. Um, she's lost her little man friend who was helping her out. Of course, that was the big controversial thing when she won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he's not even with the company anymore. So yeah, I do think they hold on to the Money in the Bank briefcase too long in this case, and it's kind of a shame. Um, I don't know who wins this. Probably Becky Lynch and Naomi. It really doesn't make a big difference. I'm getting tired of Becky getting buried too. It just kind of sucks because she's one of the most talented wrestlers. Forget women versus men. She's one of the most talented wrestlers in the company. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. This is also known as the match that the internet wants to see. Rusev has made Rusev Day a thing. And Rusev Day is so much fun. Every day is Rusev Day. I love every tweet the guy sends out. Him and his wife, in preparation for the Mixed Match Challenge this coming week, did a mockery of Bobby Roode and Charlotte, which is so much more entertaining than the actual entrance for Charlotte and Bobby Roode. That I think it'll be criminal if they don't do a version of that when the actual match happens. I don't care about the mixed tag challenge, but that kind of is interesting and it's a fun little promo. Um, Shinsuke wins because Rusev jobs, and I don't understand why. Again, Rusev is really over. Fans love Rusev, and th- if there's a time to turn him face and have the crowd go nuts for him, it's right now. The guy is off the charts, but again, I don't see them doing that. And then we get into the title matches. So there's only two matches without a title, and I'll get into that problem that I have with it in a minute. The women's title, of course, Charlotte Flair will face Ruby Riott. I don't see Ruby as a threat. They can try to build this up, but I don't see Ruby as a threat because they haven't built her up on the main roster. You know, she's got the Riot Squad, and it's kind of fun. The problem is Absolution's there too, and it's hard to differentiate one group from the other since they're fashioned the exact same way. You've got the goth girl, the tough girl, and the blonde girl. And it's really hard to look and go, okay, well the Riot Squad's better because, or the Absolution's better because it just, you can say Ruby Riot's better than Paige right now because Paige can't wrestle and may never wrestle again, which is a shame. But I don't see her as a threat. Charlotte keeps the title. The New Day versus the Usos. This is one match I look at and say, you know what, they could switch the title. Um, and yet the Usos are so fantastic. They are so in the zone right now. The Usos have quietly become the best tag team in the company, and it's really not close right now. I know the Bar does some excellent work as well, and I know Revival's criminally underused, but I really like what the Usos have going on. I think the Usos have um, fantastic talent. They're very good, and we'll see if they can hold on tonight. I think they probably do. I think New Day's almost run its course. Something tells me New Day's uh, going to be done at Mania or somewhere around then. I know they're still selling merchandise too that may hold that off, but I've always felt like Big E could do something on a singles run, and to be honest, so could Kofi and so could Xavier. All three of them are excellent wrestlers in their own right. Um, the United States title. So Bobby Roode's defending against Randy Orton. This isn't going anywhere. Um, but what it could lead to is what I was talking about in my last WWE video, which is some kind of a screwy finish, and Bobby Roode's defending his title against Randy Orton and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else at Mania. I really miss when WrestleMania was one-on-one matches. I also miss when feuds didn't have to involve a title for them to be on television. I miss when there was some kind of a personal beef between wrestlers, or there was some kind of a competition going on that didn't involve a title. And it's funny because I look back and I look at what they said about WCW when they started beating WCW, and it was that the title got dropped way too often. There was no creativity with it. It was just, belt feuds all the time, and it was a lot of the same guys being recycled, or they were giving away pay-per-view matches for free. Well, you look at Raw and SmackDown, and you're going to get, like that gauntlet match. What, wasn't that at a pay-per-view? On the last SmackDown going into this show, you have a fatal five-way. Only one not in it's John Cena. They're doing it. They're giving away pay-per-view matches on TV. And a lot of it is the same guys that we look, and you can look back 3 years. Like I can't believe it's been 3 years since Seth Rollins cashed in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar's moment, because it feels like we're still in the same spot. Roman's still trying to get to the spot where he's the man. Brock's still the champ, and Seth Rollins still feels kind of underutilized. And it's 3 years later. If WWE had a challenger, like if ROH could really get their product to that point where they're up here, nobody can touch them. Seriously, ROH has great matches, and ROH's feuds don't involve titles for the most part. I mean, you're going to have feuds over titles, but you have feuds over it's just, the Briscoes can go out and have a great tag match or great singles matches, and it doesn't involve a title. And you're emotionally invested in it because so are they. And I see that a lot with ROH, and it's a shame they don't get more attention because ROH is fantastic. So there you go. And Dalton Castle is awesome. I'm really nervous Dalton Castle eventually will go to WWE, and they'll wreck it. They'll just wreck it. Could destroy it. But back to the U.S. title match. Bobby Roode wins, and we end up with some kind of a schmoz for Mania. Six-pack challenge, John Cena, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles. AJ wins it. It's AJ versus Shinsuke. And I think what's pissing me off, too, isn't just that it's AJ Shinsuke at Mania, so I don't really care about this match. It's that clearly they're pairing off Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Mania for another feud. But it could be great at Mania. They could steal the show. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin is likely for Mania. And John Cena would then be paired up with, rumor has it, Rey Mysterio. Every now and then I still hear rumors of Undertaker. But I don't think Undertaker physically can go again. So he'll get somebody. They'll throw somebody at him. But what makes me mad is Shinsuke won the Rumble a month ago, right? We were all excited Shinsuke won the Rumble. The Rumble states that you main event WrestleMania. Does anybody think Shinsuke versus AJ is going to close out the show at Mania? Even though it's going to be the best match of the night, it has the potential to be the most talked about match at Mania since Savage fought Ricky Steamboat. That was sensational. And a match between Shinsuke and AJ could be just as good, if not better. And we're going to get Brock versus Roman as the main event instead, even though Roman lost the Rumble. I don't understand. The point of the Rumble was always you main event, but you don't main event. You get a title shot. So why do they say main event WrestleMania? It's one of those small things that drives me nuts. And it drives me nuts to see this six-pack challenge thing. Why can't you have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, get it over with now, and have Kevin Owens move on to something else for Mania? Have Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler have a proper feud. Something. But the way that they shoehorn John Cena in here, it feels like they're trying to get buy rates, even though buy rates aren't a thing anymore. So I don't know. I think this event, I'm probably gonna watch it. I may just watch Carmella and Natalya against Becky and Naomi and then turn it off, because I really don't think a lot's going to happen that's going to make it worth spending 3 hours watching it. I just don't see it. It feels kind of slapped together. It feels like, okay, here's a pay per view just so we can say we had one, but we don't want to ruin WrestleMania, so don't expect much to change. I think when the Elimination Chamber, when the dust cleared on that, I went, oh, so nothing happened. And ultimately, nothing did happen. There was no resolution to anything that was going on going into Elimination Chamber. So it's just, I don't know. I sort of feel like these pay per views before Mania are kind of unnecessary. I think between the Royal Rumble and Mania, they should stop having pay per views and just build up your Mania card. Make Mania seem like it is so special because we haven't had a pay per view in more than 2 weeks. These pay per views every 2 weeks and the fact they're getting rid of the brand split scares me. Because what's the point then of watching Raw or SmackDown? Because every 2 weeks there's going to be another pay per view. It's insane. Drop the pay per views. Drop the number of pay per views. Find something else to put in there. There's plenty other things they can put in there. Record some house shows here and there. Some really good stuff goes on at house shows. Record a few house shows. Have it so that fans, when they're going to a house show, they're like, hey, look, we're going to be the house show that's on TV this week. That's awesome. Something like that. But, for whatever reason, this is what we got. So let me know your predictions below. Again, I'm not taking anybody to lose their titles. Maybe New Day wins the tag titles, but if they do, it'll just be to set up a rematch at WrestleMania again. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.